Good morning, 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 good morning. Good morning, Grenada, Caracupiti, Martinique, the Eastern Caribbean, and the rest of the world. It is a good day to have a good day. Tuesday, August 10th, 2021. Trust you had a restful and peaceful Monday. It was filled with activities yesterday, and from how it's starting today, it might just be a reflection of the same thing. Bless up your whole selves on this this terrific, tremendously terrific Tuesday morning, whichever platform you're joining us on, whether it's the GBN Grenada Broadcasting Network's Facebook page, the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel, the website www.gbn.gd, GBN TV channel 7, 11 and 20. Good morning to the listeners of Classic, Water 5.5, Water 5.9, and all the folks joining us on Party Grenada and Go to FET Facebook pages. Our viewers and listeners across the Caribbean, whichever part of the region you are, a spicy Grenadian 473 morning to each and every one of you. And those of you joining us internationally, good morning, good afternoon, good night. Hope you will have a good day, are having a good day, have had a good day. We're not sticking. I have a little bit of defiance to share with you. Let's call it that. Let's go. Word of the day time. This morning's word of the day kind of fits. This morning's word of the day is Saudade. Saudade. It's spelled Saudade. It is a noun which means a deep emotional state of melancholic longing for a person or thing that is absent. Saudade. Portuguese saudade ultimately derives from the Latin word which has the stem of the word which means loneliness or solitude. The original Old Portuguese form was altered to saudade under the influence of the verb which means to salute or greet. Saudade, Saudade, entered English in the 20th century. Word of the day this morning, a lot of people are feeling it and going through it. Saudade, a noun which means a deep emotional state of melancholic longing for a person or thing that is absent. Let me give you an example of the use of the word this morning. Many vibes don't have specific names, but some do. Saudade, the Portuguese word for a bittersweet longing, could count as a vibe. Another example of the use of the word, it is painful, yet you yearn for it because you only feel saudade when you deeply love. Word of the day this morning, saudade, Saudade, a noun which means a deep emotional state of melancholic longing for a person or thing that is absent. A fitting word this morning is not me, is dictionary.com. That's the word of the day. They probably knew how some Grenadians are longing and missing a certain activity around this time of the year. So they put a word to fit into it. It's not me. Dictionary.com. They're in tune with the Grenadian people, I guess. All right, let's see what the thought of the day is. As you go about your tremendously terrific Tuesday, the thought of the day is a simple one, and it's one that I'm hoping a lot of you would remember. The thought for today is, be yourself. There is no one better. Be yourself. There is no one better. Ain't nobody like you. Ain't nobody like me. There's only one Blossom, not the name of the person, the personality, who I am, what I do, how I do it. There's only one of me, one of you, one of your significant other, one of your husband, one of your wife, one child like one of the ones you have. There ain't nobody like you. Just be yourself. Set up yourself. You know, nobody that could test you. Be yourself. There is no one better than you. Remember that. You're not to fit in. You're not to change your ways and change who you are and pretend to be somebody you're not just to fit in. Nah, that don't walk in, that don't run in again. Be yourself. If they can't accept you for who you are, then they don't deserve you. The thought for today, be yourself. There is no one better. Remember that on this terrific Tuesday. Let me briefly mention what today is. Today, August 10th, 2021. It is Lazy Day. Lazy Day. It gives us permission to relax and kick back, so we're going to be a bit lazy. As you can see, there is not much information regarding this annually celebrated holiday, as we do not feel like doing any research on this day. Actually, we do not feel like doing anything at all. So today, lazy day is a good opportunity to say we're too lazy to do it. Kick back. Well, some of us have to come to work, but when you go home later, kick back. You don't have to do nothing. Don't clean. Don't cook. Don't cook. Don't clean. Don't do nothing. Just reach home, sit back, relax, be lazy. Yesterday was Book Lovers Day. Continue the book today on Lazy Day. It's a good opportunity to continue the next chapter, the next page. Lazy Day. Set up all this stuff. I inside. Well, I think I celebrate Lazy Day on a regular. So today may not be much different, but at least I have an excuse this time. It's Lazy Day today. All right, so here's what's we have 1 more minute. All right, so yesterday in a show of defiance, some jabs were out in full numbers, in big numbers, mostly on the eastern side of the island. This morning, it seems like the defiance continues. Just School Media is currently in St. Patrick's, Cités to be precise, and he is streaming live on the GBN's Facebook page. And since he started streaming at approximately 6 o'clock this morning, jab were out in numbers. As those of you on our visual platforms, you can see them on the split screen. Cités usually has, I didn't see the large crowd in the back by this. Okay. Tuesday morning is usually jab in Cités, and I think they are continuing the tradition. Just be safe. I mean, they can't hear me telling them to behave and go home and go to work, but Lord, y'all just please be safe. Whatever you're doing today, those of us who have to come to work and make the $2, those of us who want to stay out of the jail cell today, stay away here. The people reveling in Cités can't hear me right about now, but Lord, just be safe, everybody. So it seems, as Specky said a few years ago in a song, Cités have it. Lord, just be safe, everybody, no matter what you're doing today. A little later in the program, we're going to tune in to hear some of the chants. Let's say maybe in about 45 minutes. We're going to tune in to hear some of the chants and see what's happening up there in Cités as defiance, jab defiance continues. I like that, jab defiance. All right, in the meantime, let's get ready for the news. Those of you on radio, we're going to bring you the morning edition of news, and those of you on going to bring you highlights of last evening's newscast. It's Good Morning Grenada on what would have been Carnival Tuesday morning. Well, I guess for some it still is Carnival Tuesday, I mean. Stick and stay, we'll be right back. Lord. It don't matter what you do or say, I must play.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 for 18-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
A whole new level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. Plumbing fixtures, cutting and grinding discs, PVC glue, drywall screws, and power saw blades. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
The ultimate destination, the town, Grenville. The police determined that that was not to be, and a standoff ensued. Some hatched a river crossing to accomplish the Grenville mission, but eventually, Grenada's first and now dilapidated airport became the common ground for revelers in St. Andrew. Despite the cancellation of Spice Mass 2021, throngs of revelers poured out from several villages across the parish and snaked their way onto Paradise, where they were met by a band of waiting policemen. GBN's Jared Joseph was on hand this morning as the standoff ensued.
The police versus the job. Job bands from Tivoli, Carrier and Hermitage congregated and marched toward Grenville on Monday morning in total defiance against the cancellation of Spice Mass and the removal of the carnival holidays. About halfway on their journey, the grouping got even larger as the Lafayette Job Band linked up with the already massive band in Dunfermline. Minutes later, there was a standoff with the police. However, the final standoff occurred on Paradise Bridge. The Eastern Division of the Royal Grenada Police Force first engaged in a standoff at Dunfermline as they sought to reroute the Job Band to Pearls. They quickly relocated to the Paradise Bridge. Officers attached to the Rapid Response Unit and the Special Services Unit assembled at the Paradise Roundabout and set up a blockade with 4 vehicles in front of the Paradise Bridge.
About to unfold, live and direct. Mr. Prince! It's about to unfold. It's about to unfold, Grenada. It's about to unfold the rest of the world. Right here in Paradise Junction. GBN is here live and direct.
The revelers refused to be tamed by the police and sought to press onwards to Grenville. Having broken the first line of defense, the Job Band, being held at the second line, sought to bypass the blockade by creating a route through the river.
Job in the river. Only in Grenada, people. Only in Grenada. They block the bridge, we go past in the river.
Eventually, the revelers ended their celebrations at the Pearls airstrip. I am Jared Joseph for GBN News.
As Jared just mentioned, the revelers had to settle for Pearls instead of Grenville. Trelawna Charles was at the airstrip as the noisy throng descended on the airport compound.
We are currently at the Pearls Pasture, and it seems as though the standoff which occurred earlier this morning between the Job Band and the police at the Paradise Bridge was won by the police. The massive band of Job, which comprised of smaller bands from villages within St. Andrew, was given no other choice. They would not be allowed to enter the town of Grenville. The intended route had to be cut short, and after an unfailing front by the Royal Grenada Police Force, the Job settled for an early retreat to Pearls, where their numbers continued to increase and the carnival-like celebration persisted. Hundreds of black, oil-covered people gathered at the Pearls Pasture in one definitive statement that regardless of the cancellation of Carnival 2021, inclusive of the bank holidays, and the pleas of Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, the Commissioner of Police, Ministers of Parliament, and countless other figures of authority, there is no stopping the jab. And for them, Carnival Monday will proceed as normal. As Carnival Tuesday approaches, it is still unclear whether a repeat of Monday's defiance will be displayed around the island. Reporting from Pearl St. Andrew, I am Trelawna Charles.
It was the dog for me, the dog. Grenada's west coast is well known for its Monday morning juve as people mostly congregated in the town of Guave, which already held a celebration last Thursday following Karani James's Olympic run and third place win. With the cancellation of Spice Mass, some thought that the west coast might have been the only gathering spot. However, the east coast was not to be left out. Our roving reporter Gerard Joseph followed the bands as they poured out onto the village and onto the streets. He followed the activities from St. Andrew through St. David, culminating at Pedmota.
Today is the day. Today is the day of the Jab Jab was the chant as residents from surrounding communities dabbed in oil and were gleaming in the darkest shade of black in the morning sun. In Lafayette, similar signs were brewing. The Jab had spoken despite the act passed to cancel Spice Mass 2021 and revoke the 2 days normally observed as Carnival Monday and Tuesday.
I'm giving it vaccine, not me. Giving them vaccine, Dr. Rubin, nurse child. Dr. Rubin, nurse child. We have the vaccine here. And in case you are want to charge us the money, your child will be cheap. $550, I go pay. I go pay. $950, I go pay. $450, I go pay. $650, I go pay. $750, I go pay. $850, I go pay.
The two massive bands from Lafayette and Tivoli then converged and merged in Dunfermline. Meanwhile, GBN also met a Jab band in Pedmota who were taking a lunch break before heading off to Laura.
PM. All I'm saying is Jab have to play, you must play. Otherwise it's today, no matter what you do. You don't mean no disrespect, you just come to voice your opinion. And it's that.
I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Wow, the Jab Jab is a whole day work that they have to take a lunch break. The various congregations of Jabs around the island of Grenada this morning reflected a follow-on from similar activities at various locations on the weekend. Krista Campbell brings us highlights of Black Jab and Veco portrayals which took place on Sunday and early Monday.
What was supposed to be the Carnival Monday holiday was cancelled by Parliament for the second consecutive year. However, there was no stopping roisterers in various parts of the island. Juve and other carnival festivities were held in different parts of the country. At Willis in St. George, dozens of people were captured parading through the streets with the drums at the heart of their Jab festivity on Sunday. tensions played out between lawkeepers and those wanting to play mass over recent weekends. With this has come a retracing of roots and linkages between the history of Carnival and its origin in the days of slavery. Historians found that traditionally, slaves played drums of all shapes and sizes. The drum beat not only accompanied chants and dances, but was also used to send messages. Researchers point to a study which showed that by striking and holding the drum at certain angles, drummers could replicate tones of speech almost exactly. Like the slaves utilized their chief music-making instruments to convey messages, so too did the revelers use the drums to perhaps relay their message. Over in St. Mark, the Victoria Veco were also up and about. Meanwhile, in other parts of the country, there was chanting, blowing of conch shells, and beating of drums amidst heavy police presence. To contain and control the spread of COVID-19, the government cancelled Carnival in 2020.
The Prime Minister's decision is wonderful. I accept it because of the coronavirus outside. But job must play.
However, despite this, people were out in their numbers across the country defying lawmakers' policies. The die-hard Carnival roisters were yet again given a second dose of reality with the cancellation of 2021's Carnival August celebrations. Despite this, there was a repeat of Juve and other Carnival festivities as the stubborn persons persisted with their tagline that mass must play. Krista Campbell, GBN News.
All Mass is one of the highlights of the traditional Monday morning revelry. Our analyst tonight joining us live, Mr. Claude Douglas, sociologist and teacher at T.A. Marichaud Community College. Good evening and thank you for joining us, sir.
A pleasant good evening.
It's been an interesting Monday. It's not officially Carnival Monday, but we've seen scores of persons on the streets of Grenada playing Jab Jab. Are you surprised by the turnout?
I'm not surprised at all. If you recall, a few months ago, I had an interview with your station, and I did say that there will be Jab Jab come Carnival Monday.
Indeed. And what do you think will happen come Carnival Tuesday? Of course, not officially Carnival Tuesday.
The same will continue. The hype is there from today. People are playing in the back communities away from the town, because that was one of the main issues with the standoff on Paradise Bridge today between the police and the Jab Jab. They're barring them from entering the town of Grenville. But come tomorrow, again, the same will continue.
And you mentioned the standoff very close to you in St. Andrew. What is your take on that standoff between the civilians and the police?
Well, actually, the police were trying to prevent the band of Jab Jab, numbering somewhere between 200 people, from actually entering the town of Grenville, because in so doing, they would have turned Grenville into a really carnival atmosphere when it's really not.
Indeed. And from your sociological point of view, how did we get here and how do you think we move from here?
Well, this is something that has been cultured more and more in our people. We promote Grenada as a Jab Jab nation as part of the marketing thrust for our overseas, especially overseas carnival promotion. And so over the years, a number of people, especially our young people, have been cultured into that. We also had the practice of Jab Jab taking place in the pre-carnival season, as early as sometime as April. in various communities and what have you. So there had been a build up to that. And that's one of the reasons. Jab Jab, as I said, for example, is hailed as a flag bearer of our carnival masquerades and so forth. So a number of young people, that is exactly what they know more than anything else. It's not the fancy masks, not those traditional masks that are dying, but really the carnival, the Jab Jab, we hear it in our soca music, from Moss International, Jambalasi to Tal Prairie's Old Woman I Taken Home, to what he sang this year again, defies the Jab Jab culture.
Okay. Would you say that anything else in terms of our current climate, economics, or pandemic has contributed to this type of activity as well?
Well, of course, people had been locked down. Remember, this is the second year that there will be no official carnival. And people had this social fervent, kind of bubbling, fighting to get expression. And it was actually sipping over. It spilled over today, because since last night, in my community of Paradise, there have been very large bands of Jab Jab taking place. They continued this morning again, And people also, because what people normally do is test normative boundaries, to see whether or not the actions will be repressed and what have you. And it was very fortunate today that a compromise was actually reached, and I call it a compromise, when the Jab Jab was actually diverted to the Pearl's Head Strip to continue with, the masquerading.
Definitely. Thank you so much for joining us and analyzing what took place today in Grenada.
Thank you so much, and continue to do the good job that you're doing.
Thank you. That was Mr. Claude Douglas, sociologist, teacher, as well as book author, analyzing today's activities. The police are keeping a keen eye out for persons who may think of taking advantage of the prevailing distractions in the country. Last week, they reported on the arrest of several persons following a robbery at Mount Rose. Today, they also provided an update on another break-in and 2 stabbing incidents. We get a roundup from Cherry-Ann Blackman-Stephen.
Over the weekend, there were 2 unrelated stabbing incidents in the parish of St. Andrew. One occurred Sunday morning in St. John's and the other at Lafayette on Sunday night at a carnival festivity. Corporal Cordina Douglas McLean of the Community Relations Office stated that 2 men are being treated at the Princess Alice and General Hospital.
2 stabbing incidents were recorded. One at Upper St. John St. Andrew and the other at Lafayette St. Andrew during one of the carnival-like activities. And 2 men are presently warded, one at the General Hospital and the other at Princess Alice Hospital. And 1 man is in police custody assisting us with investigations. Once charges are preferred and other individuals are detained or arrested, we will update members of the public accordingly.
1 man is in police custody while investigations continue into the other. In an unrelated matter, police have also reported a major breakthrough in the cases of several robberies encompassing 5 mainland parishes as 5 men were charged.
Consisting of 12 counts of housebreaking, 10 counts of stealing, 3 counts of damage to property and 1 count of robbery violence were preferred against Lyndon Lambert, a 37-year-old farmer of Conference St. Andrew. Lambert, this morning, he appeared before the St. George's Magistrate Court and he was remanded to custody at a magistrate's prison. He will be returning to court on August 20th, 2021.
For GBN News, Anaika Alexander, trainee reporter.
After a lull and little movement on the tracking meter, the needle has been moving again on Grenada's COVID-19 dashboard. We get an update from Cherry-Ann Blackman-Stephen.
Grenada received 14,000 doses of AstraZeneca vaccines from the UK last Friday, a gesture seen by UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson as another big step towards vaccinating the world.
Minister for Social Development with responsibility for hospital and community health services, Delma Thomas, is encouraging Grenadians to step forward to take the vaccine to assist the country in regaining some semblance of normalcy while expressing thank you to the government and people of the United Kingdom.
We look forward to continue working with the UK government. They have been a great partner during the pandemic. They have assisted us with many other gifts during the period of the COVID-19 pandemic. And so we want to continue the cooperation and continue to thank them, and we look forward to continue working along with them.
Resident British Commissioner to St. George's Wendy Freeman said it is a gift to the people of Grenada by the UK government.
As we all know, vaccines save lives, and they are the only way to end this pandemic. And really, we cannot all be safe. We cannot be safe until we are all safe. So thank you again for having me today. I'm so glad that the vaccines have arrived in Grenada.
Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sean Charles said every dose of vaccine is a potential life saved. The rate of vaccinations remain relatively low in Grenada. To date, Grenada's records show that 21,859 people have received their first dose of AstraZeneca, while 17,013 Grenadians have received both doses. Grenada has 11 active COVID-19 cases, all import-related. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health has confirmed that the 51 outstanding test results from persons who were in contact with case number 170 have all returned negative. Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
While the carnival that should not be happening has kept lawmen busy, they are still looking for solutions into other challenges. One of these relates to abandoned vehicles along the nation's roads. We get the details in this report.
2 weeks ago, government announced plans to remove derelict vehicles from the roadsides. The disclosure was made by Minister of Infrastructure Development, Norland Cox, who said they fully intend to listen to the cries of the citizens and stakeholders.
We have been in constant discussion with the RGPF, who is our strategic partner in this regard and a key stakeholder. And of course, the Minister for Health, who is here also, is the competent authority to help drive that process.
Head of the Community Relations Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force, Superintendent Vanny Curran, was asked about the role of the police in the removal of derelict vehicles throughout the country.
As law enforcement with the derelict vehicles on the road, it is not primarily a function of law enforcement. It is a function of the ministry. And so we have to work collaboratively with the ministry to ensure that it is done. Left up to us alone, perhaps we would have already done something about it.
Government is warning owners to take proactive measures before these vehicles are forcibly removed. Krista Campbell, GBN News.
Social media has been lit. People have had a lot to say about the season of discontent among those who were annoyed with the cancellation of Carnival. Let's see what the buzz is this evening on the timeline.
This is Social Buzz, where we shine a light on the thoughts and concerns of our online audience. Carnival 2021 has been cancelled. However, despite this, carnival-like activity emerged over the weekend and on what would normally be Carnival Monday. GBN's online audience shared their opinions on the disregard of the law. GBN's online audience shared their opinions on the disregard of the law. Colin commented, "Never knew Grenada had such dotish people. Never knew they had world-class hospitals and medical care here. Just selfish and disgraceful. Just cancelled my family's trip. Not only will you lose lives, and I don't wish that on you all, just speaking reality, but you will lose tourism for sure. We are not going to careless places who take life as a joke. Rest in peace to all the loved ones lost in this pandemic." Chrisma commented, "Leave them people alone. Tell the police to stay in the station and keep safe. Don't come out in the crowd." Joe added, "We are definitely going down the wrong road. No respect for law and order. So sad." Suzette wrote, "Some of you are ridiculous. You are always comparing Grenada to everywhere else. Well, take a look around the world and stop behaving as if Grenada is the only place with COVID-19 and having parties and large gatherings. 11 imported cases, quarantine them for 14 days and do the fabulous job with the contact tracing with the young lady. My Grenadians, I will pray for a safe Monday and Tuesday as last year. Some of you need to stop calling death on Grenadians. Same thing you all preached last year, like you all are waiting and hoping for the worst." Dexter wrote, "We're having a true reflection of the unemployment situation in Grenada." And Andel commented, "1 week before Carnival, the airport could have been on lockdown and the people on the island could have been enjoying their mass. Who is in, stays in. Who is out, stays out." That's it for tonight's Social Buzz. If you would like to have your thoughts and concerns shared, be sure to comment on GBN's Facebook page.
Tonight, without fail, we present the feature which so many of you look forward to and contribute to, as well as by sending photo and video submissions. Tonight's I Saw highlights what can be done to make a particular government initiative a success.
Who would have thought that the Prime Minister's announcement of a debushing hotline will be depicted in such a creative way? Tonight's GBN I Saw submission features one of, shall we say, illegal old masks depicted on the weekend. This job featured agricultural implements closely positioned to a telephone, which is now labeled debushing hotline. Prime Minister Mitchell supplied the nation with his plans during his delivery of a national address on July 29th. Do you think the producer of this piece created a masterpiece? Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
With a Digicel Prime Bundle, get double the dedicated SportsMax data to enjoy the greatest sports event happening now, live in the SportsMax app. Get a 30-day Digicel Prime Bundle today in the My Digicel app. Digicel, better together.
Ultratech gasoline and diesel, available only at Rubis stations.
Hubbard's big promotion is back. Live free for 1 year. Spend $50 or more in any Hubbard's department and receive a chance to win big prizes every month. Property or vehicle insurance for 1 year. Free internet, cable and data for 1 year. Free fuel for 1 year. Free cooking gas for 1 year. Free electricity for 1 year. Free drinks for 1 year. Extra cash account and the big free groceries for 1 year. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2021. Live free for 1 year with Hubbard's in association with Solgas, Flow, Grenadian General Insurance, Carib Brewery, Coca-Cola, Grenada Bottling Company, Grenlec, Communal Cooperative Credit Union, Dutch Lady Milk, Promo, Danny and Supreme. Terms and conditions apply.
Once upon a time, we shopped at Wonderland, then Neverland. But we all grown up now and no longer believe in fairy tales. So now we just shop at Shoes R Us. At Shoes R Us, we stock the latest in shoes, tops, and jeans for the fashion-conscious lady. We also carry colognes and much, much more. And for the modern trendy male, we have the latest brand name shoes and sneakers, Converse, Reebok, Nike, K-Swiss, Puma, and much more. So check us out at our two convenient locations, Melville Street in St. George and Ben Jones Street in Granville. At Shoes R Us, we say, come shop with us.
How did you get your electricity bill to be so low? For one, we size our transformers just for what we need, and we unplug transformers, chargers, and other devices when they're not in use. We also replaced our light bulbs with LED. I even replaced the seal on my refrigerator door to keep the cold air in. How do you know if it is working? We pay attention to the usage history table. Over time, our average usage has decreased.
Renelec, energizing our Grenada.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Looking for that?
Good morning and welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. 19 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock. Those of you who are just joining us, happy to have you. And those of you who stuck with us, thank you for your patience. Good morning once again to the folks on our visual platforms. Happy to have you back. Those of you on Facebook, bless up your whole selves. Dennis, Dora, Errol, Eugene, Keith, Kentney. Good morning to each and every one of you. Hope you're all having a good Tuesday morning. Our YouTubers, good morning to all over 100 of you. Appreciate your viewership this morning. All right, let's get into the discussion this morning. Now, as you know, or as most of you know, because of the broadcast of the Olympics on GBN Channel 7, 11, and 20, most of our primetime programs have been off of our visual platforms. Last night saw the return of Beyond the Headlines, and this weekend we'll see the return of another one of our programs, Green's Music to the World, as we get back into regularly scheduled programs. And joining me virtually this morning is Mr. Eugene Gittens, who is the host of Green's Music to the World. Good morning, Mr. Gittens. How you doing, sir?
Hey, morning, Blossom. How you doing?
Happy to have you. I'm good. Can't complain. Tired, but can't complain.
I hear you.
All right. So like I said, Mr. Gittens, because of Olympics, we were not broadcasting our primetime programs, including Green's Music to the World. But we're back in full effective this week following the official closing on Sunday. But before we get back to Green's Music, tell me what you thought of the Olympics.
The Olympics, Blossom. I mean, you're a sports person yourself or enjoy sports. I thought it was amazing, to actually conduct an Olympics during the pandemic, first of all, was just amazing. And then the games itself and the Caribbean athletes, including our athletes, I thought were very outstanding. The things that come to mind, the people that come to mind, our team, and of course, King Karani James, delivering as usual, despite all the odds. And also people like Gardner. There was a woman out of Netherlands. I think she was born in Ethiopia. Real determination. I mean, real zest, as you would say, And there were just some really outstanding athletes and performances. But, something else that got my attention was I think it was Norwegian. They were the Norwegian, volleyball team, who refused to wear the skimpy bikini bottoms.
Right.
I thought it was very interesting because we live in a world now where there's a lot of consciousness and awareness about a lot of things, and I was actually surprised, and I learned this later. I hope I'm correct, that the actual Olympics, that's actually the uniform of the volleyball team. They're supposed to wear, they don't really have a choice. They are supposed to wear the bikinis for volleyball. And so this team is saying, wait a while, you know, we have different size people, different shapes people. We don't want to do this. We want to wear what we're comfortable wearing. I thought it was a nice statement, a great statement.
I agree. It was a great statement. Whatever makes you comfortable, and volleyball is a sport where you have to heave and pelt yourself. So anything that you feel comfortable in, I think they should be allowed to do that. I was sad to know. I'm trying to remember if it was the Norwegian team, but one of the teams were actually fined for not wearing the bikini bottoms. They were fined. They were fined. I'm trying to remember if it was Norway or if it was another country, but one of the teams was charged for not wearing the bikini bottoms and wearing pants instead. It's just, I guess it's just, so hopefully that could change for the next Olympics. Hopefully.
That would have to change. I'm sure that would change. The women movement and the Me Too and all those people will take that up quickly.
Exactly. Right. So Green's Music to the World coming back this weekend. During the break, though, did you have any chance to do, more music? We know you as one of the producers, a musician in Grenada, working behind the scenes with a lot of our artists. Have you had a chance to work during the break?
Blossom, that's interesting because it's a good question, because the little break actually made me realize, what I really, really love doing, which is making music, not so much being on the radio, kind of playing the music, but actually making the music.
Right.
So I actually spent a fair amount of time back in the studio, back making music. And actually I came up with a theme song for the program, which Ajamo is mixing for me right now, because I like how Ajamo mixes. Ajamo is a very talented guy. Yes. So when I create a lot of my songs, I give it to him to mix. So for example, Jonathan Francis's song, Till the Morning Time. Yes, I created it, but Jamo mixed it, And so some of this, so I'm waiting to get that. I hope I get it in time for Saturday so that I could, share with the world some of the music I've been doing while I've been on this, on a break.
So what made you start Green's Music to the World?
Yeah. Basically, it was an attempt to showcase. I figured we had all these great artists doing all this great work, and they weren't given the kind of attention, especially, I think soca is well covered. Soca is I think we have reached a stage where our soca gets the airplay it deserves. However, other genres, and we have artists in all genres of music, like I always say, have not been so fortunate. So the idea of the program really, people like yourself, though, Blossom, you've been doing stuff like this, and other people on GBN have been promoting the local music, but I thought I would do a special program to highlight some of these music. I've worked with many of these artists. I know what they're capable of. Some of the songs I've done, like, for example, Tamara's song, I did a rhythm called Puppeting Rhythm, Tamara and Akeem. That reached to the BBC, was played on the BBC. Later on, I did the one with Jonathan Francis, also played on BBC One Extra. So I know we have the standard to reach international levels. So hence, we need to at least recognize it locally, because, charity begins at home. And even though BBC is playing your song and everybody else is playing your song, it's really good to know that it's also being recognized where it's from. Right. Yeah, so that's really important. And it's, to build your industry, it has to start at home. And I heard the Jamaican sports people talking about that as well. I think on Odette's program last night, quite interesting. But how much they do, before they used to send athletes out to the US to get scholarships and to develop themselves, sports-wise. But now a lot of the programs are actually done in-house in Jamaica. So they have created the infrastructure to bring the artists to the world. And I think that's what we need to do with music as well.
And do you think you've achieved that goal of bringing that exposure for local musicians?
I think I have, and I think other people have picked up on the idea as well, which is great. And I think the whole idea is to get the music out there, get people to be excited about what, we have to be excited about ourselves. If we're not excited about what we do and what we create, other people are not going to be. So I think, yes, I have achieved that. And as a matter of fact, I am going to take, I plan to move on to other things, actually, because I think there are other areas we also need that kind of exposure. So I do plan, in the future to move on to other areas where I think we need some exposure.
Other areas such as?
Well, I want to keep that a secret.
Secret. So, all right, no problem. So starting, resuming Saturday, please the Lord, who can we expect on the show? What can we expect on the show?
Mm-hmm. Well, before we actually go to Saturday, what I just want to highlight real quickly is some of the people, for those who may have missed it and stuff, some of the people we've had before the break. And we've had, of course, all of the top local artists and all of the upcoming local artists, but we also had some of our foreign-based artists like the Eddie Bullins and the MBYS and Sammy G, that guy, rapper out of New York, who was around at the time of that George Floyd incident. And so we've had a lot of people. But apart from that, I also try to do some educational stuff. So we've had people like Yvette Noel Shaw, Beyonce's publicist, everybody knows. And we've had people like Dr. Keith Nurse and Dr. Erica Smith, and talking about copyright and the creative industries. And for those who would have missed some of those programs, what I would recommend and what I would do is they are available on GBN's platform still, and you can go back and look at them. But what we're going to also do at Green's Music to the World is they're kind of long, so we're going to take out the relevant parts, really, things that could really help musicians and help people generally knowledgeable areas, and some of the highlights of what we've done in the past, and put it on the Green's Music to the World YouTube channel. So a lot of the programs from the past, edited and highlighting, the best parts will be on the Green's Music to the World YouTube channel shortly, and I encourage people to go there and check them out. But coming up this Saturday, I do have a Grenadian guitar maestro. He is like a guru when it comes to the guitar, and many people would know of him. His name is Cecil Bartholomew. So he is a Grenadian Trini. I think he was actually born as Trini of Grenadian parents, but spent a lot of his formative years here in Grenada, and then migrated to, I think, back to Trinidad and then back to the States eventually. And he's a very highly accomplished guitarist. And for those who would have seen him, he played with a group called Quiet Fire many years ago. And he used to do a lot of jazz things when we had like jazz clubs. I don't remember the names of them, but he used to do a lot of that on that jazz circuit, jazz scene. And Cecil is an amazing guitarist, and he will be there on Saturday with his guitar, which is an extension of himself, really, to talk to us and to share how he arrived to where he was, to be such an accomplished musician. So I think it'll be quite interesting. And beyond that, I have the following week or the week out thereafter, I have another Grenadian who has really made it out there in the international music scene. He's again, parents from Grenada, but he is a member of the British reggae group called Aswad. And they had they're well-known reggae group across the world. But one of their biggest songs that people might be able to relate to is a song called Don't Turn Around. It was a remake of a Tina Turner song, which they put in reggae and became an international hit. But their drummer, he goes by the name of Drummy Zeb. He's actually, like I said, of Grenadian parentage, Grenadian roots. He's actually visited here a number of times. His real name is Angus Gay. And I think he's from the Grenville area, so I know folks in the Grenville area may know him. But Drummy Zeb, I'm hoping, they're right now, they're touring and they're in studio, and I've been in touch with them back and forth. But I'm hoping to get them on before I take a break from episode 1 of Green's Music to the World, because I would like to take a little break.
Right.
And this will be episode 1. Which will
season 1.
Season,
yeah.
Sorry. Thank you for the correction. Season 1, which will end at the end of September. I'll take a break because then we go into Christmas programming and that kind of thing. And we well represented in terms of Christmas music, Right. Our artists are well represented there. So you don't need me. But then hopefully I'll come back in January with a whole new set of music, some of the younger artists who have evolved, et cetera, et cetera. So, stay tuned. This Saturday, tune in. It's the Green's Music to the World, Saturday morning on GBN, 10 to 12, Cecil Bartholomew. And join us again. Rejoin us.
And can you reveal, some of the other guests that you're expecting as we move into the rest of August and the end of season 1?
Mm-hmm. Right. So season 1, I want to just go until the end of the August, like I said, with Cecil and then Drummy Zeb. And then there's one surprise artist. I'm going to hold that name still. And that will get me to the end of August. And then for September, I'd like to do some repeats of the top programs.
Okay.
For September, and then take a break.
Okay. Looking forward to it. Thank you very much, Mr. Gittens. I appreciate it. Looking forward to the resumption of Green's Music to the World featuring our local musicians. Always appreciate it. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, thank you. And I'd like to just encourage everybody to tune in on Saturday. Thank you, Blossom.
No problem. Green's Music to the World right here on Classic 105 and of course the GBN social media from 10 a.m. to 12 noon with your host Eugene Gittens featuring all things local. Green's Music to the World 105.5, 105.9. All right, we're going to take a very quick break and then when we come back we link up with Just School Media who is currently in Cité St. Patrick for Juve-like activities and we'll hear more of what's going on up there. This is Good Morning Grenada on Classic and GBN.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Fallage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Introducing Color by Seasons. 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 Color by Seasons.
Get Rubigas. Get cooking. Rubigas, clean, safe, and reliable LPG is the perfect solution for your commercial and everyday needs. For cooking at home or barbecuing, choose Rubigas LPG cylinders. Available in a variety of sizes from 20 to 100 pound cylinders. Rubigas LPG, clean, safe, reliable. Are you cooking with Rubigas?
Get Rubis, get going.
Speaking of the Jab are out in full force in Cité St. Patrick. Just School Media is up there getting the Revelry collaboration with the GBN. So let's take you now to the streets of Cité. Let's see what's happening up there. All right, let me see what I can tell you. What I can tell you, listeners and viewers, let's just say the chants are not fit for public consumption. The chants are not fit to be broadcast on TV and radio. All in all, we could get a little carried away with the vibe sometime. So after listening to some of the chants up there, we've decided, you know what, we'll just bring you the visuals and we'll save you from the audio because it's not children rated. Lord help me with my people, you know. All right, so let me see what I can tell our radio listeners. Viewers, y'all can see the jab making their way up and down the stairs. For our listeners, what I can tell you as well, there was a diversion of the jab. They were making their way down High Street. Oh, listen, forgive me in advance because I'm not too familiar with the streets in Cités. I do, however, know that there was a police vehicle placed at an intersection and the jab was diverted through Back Street. At least I know Back Street. Don't get that for me. I know some things at all. There appears to be scores. This is a very large jab ban. I cannot describe it for our listeners. What I can advise, if you're interested, log on to the GBN Facebook page and see for yourself. There's no other word to describe it but a whole heap of black. There are a lot of jab on the road and tinkokonias. There are people waiting on the respective streets for the band to meet them, and in the meantime is mass. Yeah. So let's give you the visuals while we play some jab related music.
Michelle? Who take Michelle? 10 jab, take Michelle. Who take
listeners, we are now tuned into the Jab Jab revelry in Sater's St. Patrick. Scores of people are out and about in St. Patrick for what would have been Juve morning in Sater's on a Tuesday. Even with the cancellation or the official cancellation of Carnival, even with the revocation of the public holidays, what would have been known as Carnival Monday and Tuesday, there are no working days. But people in Sater's say, nah, it's Jab we want to play and it's Jab we play. And Lord, I mean, I want to tell them be safe and go home, but they can't hear me. I'm gonna be honest, it's a little bit not scary, but I'm a bit taken aback that we can be so defiant and in such numbers. I just hope they're being safe as can be in a Jab ban, I guess, as much. I'm just hoping and praying that nothing adverse comes out of this. Yesterday, I understand there were some pockets of violence with fights and so in the Jab bans. Not a lot, just a little bit. Hopefully it'll be a little bit peacefuler. That's not a word. That's not a word, Blossom. Don't try to time me up. Hopefully it'll be less violent today. And because telling them not to go to the streets, they can't hear me for one, and two, they've been hearing that for the past weeks and they still went. Just be safe. If you're heading out, I suggest you change your mind. That's as much as I can say. I understand the police have been taking names and information of the revelers. Let's see, to pelt some tickets. Some tickets have been shared already from not yesterday and today, but from previous carnival activities. And I have a feeling that will continue. So please, 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 please be safe. Let's take another break. You know what? Let's end the visual portion of Good Morning Grenada here. For those of you who still want to tune into the carnival-like activities, Just School Media will be in St. Patrick for some time today, at least for the morning period, to see how it all unfolds. The stream is currently on the GBN Facebook page, so after this live ends, you can just refresh the page and look for the live stream of the Jab Jab activities, if that's your zhuzh, if that's what you want to do. For the listeners of Classic, let me maybe change the beat around and put us in a more mellow vibe. Yeah, so thank you so much for tuning in to the visual portion of Good Morning Grenada. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Please, please, please be safe. Grenada currently has 12 active COVID-19 cases. Over the weekend, it was revealed that we had 11 active cases. But yesterday, the new dashboard revealed 2 more active cases. And from the figures, I take it that one of the previous cases have been deemed recovered, which brought it down to 10, and the new cases bring it back up to 12. So we have 12 active COVID-19 cases. They are all in quarantine and or self-isolation. I believe it is in quarantine, but you can't be too certain and can't be too safe and can't be too cautious. With the carnival-like activities taking place, I won't be surprised if somebody from the neighboring island say, hey, let me go and play a mass. I didn't get mass in my own place. Grenada have mass are going down illegally. Please, all be safe. Please, please, please. Let's end the televised portion of Good Morning Grenada. Radio Classic listeners, stick and stay. Bye-bye, viewers.
Play job with Toto Shell. Your mother.